Hello. Today is Friday, April 5th, 2024. First weekend in April, springtime. As they say, April showers bring May flowers. This is the Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, and in this area of Kentucky, Lexington, we have a severe weather alert. Freeze warning from Saturday 2 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time until Saturday 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Occasional showers are possible. Highs in the upper 40s. Today the temperature will go up to 46. Currently it is 37 and feels like 32, right at the freezing mark. Sunrise today will be at 7:16 a.m. Sunset at 8:05 p.m., an hour away from those 9 p.m. days. Wind is 7 miles per hour, and the air quality index is good at 26. So if you're watching the Sideshow on Facebook and Instagram, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Talk about it on WhatsApp. If you're watching the Sideshow on YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The Sideshow coffee cup, black 11-ounce ceramic, dishwasher safe, good for all beverages, hot and cold, with the Sideshow logo on it in white letters. Buy from me for $17. That covers global expenses for me, plus shipping and handling. Pay me through Cash App. The Cash App tag is $TR Parker 1. As I said, this is a Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Today is Friday, April 5th, 2024. First weekend in April. And as this program has been described, the news in a manner you will not get in regular content. So what's been happening? Global events continue to occur. We had an earthquake in Taiwan, 7.5 magnitude. If you've seen any of the video clips, you've seen at least one building leaning, and rescue efforts were being made to get people out of those treacherous situations. And just so you can appreciate that, 7.5, I think the top of the chart is 8.0. So again, Taiwan, earthquake. There was a mine collapse in China. I don't know if you've seen the videos of that, but it was sudden and unexpected. The video that I saw, workers were on a flattened area besides what looked like a mountain of dirt or whatever the case may be. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all that just collapsed and fell over everybody. So I don't know at this point how their rescue efforts are going, but it would make your eyebrows raise. And as I've said before, tropical storms hit Madagascar, and they probably are going through recovery efforts there. And then you have the Russian-Ukraine war. I know Wednesday I talked about Israel and Hamas and Israel war, but today I thought I would take a minute and talk about the Russian-Ukraine war, which is heading into its third years. Now, that being said, as a resident and living in the USA, people here, across the country do have their opinions, and opinions are varied, and people do verbalize them, and you can have your opinion and verbalize it as much as you want, as long as you don't break the law. So let me say something before I talk about the war for a few minutes, which I've already said. The Ukraine war, going into its third year, things are not what they were like then. That's for sure. When things started, Putin had 100,000 troops sitting about 100 miles from the Ukrainian border, tanks included. And he said he was waiting for the ground to harden so that he could move his tanks. And as I said, he called it a special military operation. And Ukraine to me was like a hub for education and learning, besides producing and supplying 80% of the world's wheat/grain. So once the ground hardened, Russian troops advanced in Ukraine. Ground fighting began. Russia brought in the Wagner Group, made up mostly of criminals convicted of violent crimes. Ukraine appealed to the US and NATO for help, and the world's attention was now focused on the Russia-Ukraine war. On the Ukrainian side, President Zelensky at first asked for weapons to defend his country. And ground fighting required a way to stop the tanks for one and to defend against the troops. He said, give me something to defend with. Now, progressively, as the fighting has changed from ground to sea to air, President Zelensky was saying, well, help me defend myself, help me fight. Now it's, if you give me what I need, I can make the weapons to fight with. Now, after ground, sea, and air battles, Ukraine is attacking Russia on its own soil. The latest event being a remote-controlled Cessna plane. And this has been explored as opposed to the expense required to manufacture drones. And take you back for a second. In the Israeli-Hamas war, Hamas-Israeli war, the latest thing in the news about that was World Food Kitchen workers, 7, being killed by a drone strike. And if you saw the video, one of the vans had a hole in it, in the roof of it, like the size of what a man could fit in. And without any information, considering all things given, and not to cast anything, there may have been some collusion with Hamas, and those workers, maybe not the whole organization, but those workers. But we'll just have to wait and see, because that's pretty precise. That's pretty precise. Netanyahu did apologize. He said mistakes are made. So, Ukraine launched a remote-controlled Cessna. Those of you that are into planes know what kind of airplane it is, and put a half a ton of explosives on it and guided it to Russia, to a drone factory outside of Moscow. And in a Kazakami-like attack, flew the airplane right into the drone factory. That being said, the workers in the factory were housed at another location. So that's the latest on that. On the Russian side, what at first appeared to be a flexing of power against a weaker, smaller country has proved to be easier said than done. Some of the component parts of it, the Wagner Group, which was composed mostly of criminals convicted of violent crimes, is no longer in Ukraine. The leaders have been killed. Every general that led a military operation in Ukraine is dead. Besides, a number of high-ranking Russians inside and outside of government have been killed or found dead. Sanctions all but have crippled the Russian government and its economy in its war against Ukraine. And Putin has been declared a war criminal by The Hague for crimes against children. So that's where we are now in the Russian-Ukraine war. And Ukraine is now a member of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So I don't want to reduce the loss of lives to a cliche, but it has been said. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. That's it. Hashtag